Hello guys, welcome back to Clinically Clear. So today let's cover fertility. Fertility refers to the actual bearing of children. Basically, fertility is equivalent to giving birth. Okay, that is, it's a measure of the ability or something, measure of the ability of giving birth, the bearing of children. Exact definition, even I don't know, but factors affecting fertility that I know. Okay, poverty. Generally, in lower socioeconomic status, higher fertility, higher birth rate and stuff like that. Early marriage, more fertility. Child marriage, higher fertility. Some religions like Muslims have a higher fertility than Hindus, than Christians. Duration of married life, more the duration of married life, generally higher fertility. What reduces fertility? Education. People are educated that two children are enough. That's good. Contraceptive usage reduces fertility. Family planning. Okay, we want to have two children. We want to have three children. All these will reduce fertility. So these are all just basic social science for factors affecting fertility. Indicators. Now, crude birth rate, number of live births divided by total immediate population into 1000. It's telling you the number of births in a population. It is a very simple indicator of fertility. Simple, but not that effective. It's not that detailed. It's not that specific. Just telling you the number of live births. Okay. Next, coming to general fertility rate. General fertility rate is the number of live births divided by the total number of women in reproductive age group. Who are the women in reproductive age groups? 15 to 49 years. Between the age group of 15 to 49 years, you have women in reproductive age group into 1000. Okay. Now, general fertility rate can also be in the form of general marital fertility rate. Whenever you see this word marital, just remember that this total number of women in reproductive age group becomes total number of married women in reproductive age group. That's the only difference between GFR and GMFR. Okay. So remember, in GFR, out of the women in reproductive age group, 15 to 49 years. It is a much better indicator than crude birth rate because you're being more specific now. You're taking into account only the women in reproductive age group. Out of them, how many number of live births? But not all women in reproductive age group are predisposed to childbirth. A 48-year-old woman and a 21-year-old woman, who is at a higher chance of giving birth, who is at a higher chance of having more fertility? It's this 21-year-old woman, right? So that is why even this is not the best indicator, GFR. That's why we go to ASFR, age specific fertility rate, where number of live births in a given age group divided by total number of women of reproductive age in that age group. That is, example, you always take the groups in 4 years: 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 34, 35 to 39. You will take in that intervals, okay? And let's say take a 15 to 19-year-old group. Number of live births in that 15 to 19-year-old age group divided by the total number of women in that 15 to 19-year-old age group. Okay, that is age specific fertility rate. So it's taking into account certain groups of age which are at a higher risk of childbirth. So here also you can have age specific marital fertility rate. That is, instead of total number of women, total number of married women. Same, this ASMFR, you can use it to add volume to your answer. Just make a longer answer. Just add this as a separate indicator and just put married women. ASMFR, age specific marital fertility rate. Now, why age specific marital fertility rate is better than general fertility rate is, here development is focused on areas with high ASFR in younger age groups. That is, 15 to 19-year-olds have high age-specific fertility rate in some area. In another area, 35 to 39-year-old women have a high age-specific fertility rate. Okay. Now, which area will you focus more on development? Where I want to build schools, colleges, stuff like that, roads. Obviously, the place where younger age group has high age-specific fertility rate because they will still continue giving birth in the next 10 years. Understood? So that is why high ASFR in youth, in younger age groups, that is where development is focused on. GFR done, GMFR done, ASFR done, ASMFR done. Now coming to TFR, total fertility rate. Just add all the age specific fertility rate, sum of all age specific fertility rate. This is important. Definition is important. Average number of children a woman would have in her reproductive life, accounting for age specific fertility patterns. Because it is the sum of all the age specific fertility rates, accounting for age specific fertility patterns, the number of children a woman would have. So, because it's telling you the number of total children a woman would have in her life, it is giving you the complete family size. If the TFR is 3, that is, in a given area, a woman will have approximately 3 children. So, what is her family size? 3 children plus mother, father, 5. So, it is giving you an approximate of the complete family size. Okay. Similarly, total fertility rate, total marital fertility rate, where sum of all the age specific marital fertility rate. Understood? This marital part is just one, it is very silly. Okay. That is about TFR. Now, all the fertility rates done. Now coming to reproductive rates. See, till now we only took children. Numerator was number of children. Now we are taking number of daughters. Reproductive rate meaning only number of daughters. Okay. Gross reproductive rate, number of daughters in an area divided by total number of women in reproductive age group. Accounts for ASFR important. GRR, it takes age specific fertility rate into account. Number of daughters divided by number of women in reproductive age. Okay. So average number of daughters. Just change the definition a bit. TFR definition, you just have to tweak it. Average number of daughters, not number of children, a woman would have in her reproductive life, accounting for age specific fertility patterns. But the disadvantage of gross reproductive rate is does not account for mortality. No age specific death rates. Okay. But much better than TFR, GFR, ASFR, because it is taking into account a number of daughters, because these daughters are the ones who will once again give birth in the future, right? So that's why it's taking only daughters into account. NRR, net reproductive rate. This is the best indicator. All the details are taken. Average number of daughters a woman would have in her reproductive life, accounting for both age specific fertility patterns and age specific mortality patterns. So, age specific fertility and age specific mortality is taken into account. The average number of daughters a woman would have in her reproductive life. That is the best indicator. So, in an area where you have more number of daughters, that is where you'll focus on development, because those daughters will give birth in the future, leading to increased population. Understood? That is why net reproductive rate is the best indicator of fertility. Okay. Now, the goal is net reproductive rate should be equal to 1. What does that mean? It is at replacement level. That is, a mother gives birth to one daughter to replace herself. Understood? If NRR is equal to 1, average number of daughters a woman gives birth to. So, if a woman gives birth to one daughter, the mother has given birth to one daughter to replace herself. That is the goal. Okay, that is the best method to evaluate NFPP, National Family Planning Program. This is how the population remains stable. Okay, that's the goal. NRR is equal to 1. Every mother replaces herself with one daughter. For NRR equal to 1, TFR, total fertility rate, has to be 2.1. That is, a woman has to give birth to 2 children. Total for average number of children a woman gives birth to. So when TFR is equal to 2.1, NRR is equal to 1. Okay. So each mother gives birth to 2.1 children. Why? Because unfortunately in India there is a gender bias. There is female feticide, all that. So an extra 0.1 comes. So every mother has to give birth to 2.1 children for her to have one daughter. Understood? So TFR should be equal to 2.1 in India is the goal. And that is the most important indicator at the administrative level. The most important indicator at the administrative level. So what does that mean? Epidemiological indicator. The epidemiological indicator is total fertility rate. Epidemiological indicator. Most important indicator at the administrative level. Okay. Best indicator to evaluate the program, NRR. Now, we can't go and tell women you should have only one daughter or you should have only 2 children, but we can go and promote contraceptive usage. So the way to get TFR equal to 2.1 is couples protection rate more than 60%. What is couples protection rate? Number of eligible couples using contraception divided by the total number of eligible couples. That's all, into 100. Out of the total number of eligible couples, what are the percentage of eligible couples using contraception? Okay. Any one method, both the male and female need not be contraceptivized. Okay. This is the operational indicator, functional indicator, grassroots indicator. Why? Because this is something you can actually alter. Asha workers can go distribute contraceptives. They can promote the usage of contraception. So when you promote the usage of contraception, couples protection rate will eventually increase by more than 60%. Then TFR will be equal to 2.1. Then a goal will be achieved of net reproductive rate equal to 1. Okay, this is replacement level. This is about fertility. But there are some other definitions. Eligible couples, female isn't any couple where the female is in reproductive age, eligible couple. Target couple, female is in reproductive age, completed her family, at least one child. So, whom will you give contraception to? Eligible couples? Sterilization, permanent method of contraception, to target couples who have already completed their family. Planned family. Planned family is when, what is a planned family? When the first child is 2 years after marriage. I apologize for the disturbance outside. When the first child is 2 years after marriage, and the the second child is 3 years after the first child. So when you space the children, marriage, then 2 years, then first child, then 3 years, then second child. This is a well planned family. Or marriage, first child, second child, then permanent method of family planning like tubectomy, vasectomy. So done, completed planned family. These are two planned families. Remember, contraception to eligible couple, sterilization to target couple. Target couple have already achieved their target, completed their family. That is it for fertility. Thank you for watching.